welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick, and joining me equally as always is Devon.
Hello.
Yeah, today we're doing a bit of a quick one. It's a good old top 5. We're doing Pokemon legendary creatures. Well, legendary Pokemon, and our favourites thereof. But before we get too far into that, let's go with our good old time-honoured tradition of the nonsense asinine hypotheticals. What have you got for me today?
Now, I want to stress, Rick, I want to keep this as bare bones as possible because I know what you're like.
Right.
Okay, cool. Pick any modern-day cryptid and make it into a Pokemon. All I need to know is what cryptid you pick, why you're picking that cryptid, and what Pokemon typing it will be.
Shit. Modern-day cryptid, Enderman. Not Enderman, Slenderman.
I was going to say, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. Enderman. Like, I don't know too many of them. Like, there's all the SCPs. So, yeah, the Slenderman is the only one that's, like, forefront first thing that comes into my head. So,
When I say modern day, I mean one that you can realistically expect someone to reference in these days. I don't want you to say, like, the Wicker Man, because no one gives a fuck about that.
Yeah, or like a Wolpertinger or something. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Slenderman's the one that I can just immediately go to. Dark type. Probably mono dark. Maybe dark. Yeah, probably dark ghost, because it's going to have some kind of way to phase out or something, isn't it?
I think you could probably just give it some bullshit special ability that gives it the ghost effects without making it ghost.
Sure.
Oh, you don't have to.
Like,
I'm just spitballing.
So like immune. Maybe. Well, yeah. Maybe like it's the first thing physical that hits it doesn't hit it or something. Yeah. Okay. That'll work. Yeah. Probably some kind of glass cannon, fast thing, but also has a couple of protection moves. But yeah, how about you? What are you going to make as your cryptid mon of choice?
Oh, Bigfoot ground type.
Yeah.
and then 3 years later, you can make another one and just change its colour and make it ice.
Yep.
What would we call this creature, Rick?
Chilifoot.
No, come on, you can do it.
The adorable snowman. The agreeable snowman?
Oh, come on, Rick, we make the joke all the time and you're not going to give it to me.
The Yeti!
It's the Yeti!
Yet B.
Yeah, we don't have enough ground type legendary, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's what? Groudon and Arceus.
Arceus doesn't count.
Arceus definitely doesn't count.
Oh, you really fucking picked on one of my earwigs.
Arceus never counts.
Arceus is normal type. Yes, I know he can be any type, but he's not. Fuck off.
Well.
What's your question, Rick?
My one for you is the last TV show you watched is now getting a crossover with the last video game you played. What unholy abomination has been created?
I need to struggle to think what TV show I watched last. Because I'm going to assume you don't count YouTube, because otherwise that means that fucking characters from Clair Obscur are showing up on Only Plays. Was it Resident Alien? Not watched anything since then? Don't think I have. I'm struggling. Yeah, I think the last TV show I watched was Resident Alien. Oh, unless we count in the podcast, in which case it was Misadventures of Flapjack.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which is going to probably be your answer as well, unless you watch something with your folks.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, Rick fucking tailor-made his answer by cheating.
I disqualified Flapjack by cheating.
I think on a technicality, it's Clair Obscur meets Flapjack, and that's not going to be a good TV show or video game.
Yeah, sorry.
They clash too much. Like, Clair Obscur is too much of a dark story, and Flapjack would die in that world.
Yes. Everybody who matters would die in that world, yeah.
Alright, go on, let's hear your tailor-made answer, because you can cheat at these.
Yeah, it was, last game I played was Monster Hunter, and the last show that I watched was episode 1 of the new Daredevil.
You know what, the funny thing is I know that you played Monster Hunter last, because you were playing it last night while I was playing Clair Obscur, and I know you had at least 2 or 3 troubles, because it kept coming up saying, Rick is playing Monster Hunter, Rick is playing Monster Hunter, and I cackled.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, it's better than it has been, but yeah, it's pretty much, it's mostly working, but I still do have troubles. And yeah, I guess what would likely happen is similar to how a lot of Monster Hunter crossovers go these days, is they would turn the characters into costumes that you have to pay for, apart from the one that is in the quest where you'll be, I guess you will be Daredevil, you get to beat up a monster, and
twin
then
blades.
you get his costume. Yeah, you get his twin blade, or an insect glaive as well, because he's got his. It's the long stick, isn't it? Sometimes.
He doesn't use it in a TV show.
Okay.
He will have the twin blades, but the twin blades will be changed to look like nunchucks, but not nunchucks because they don't have a chain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because what I actually saw of it was very little action, because it was the action was the opening, and then the rest of it was cool down. He's not going to be Daredevil anymore, but he's got his little thing off his helmet.
I've not watched it yet, but I know in the trailers, like one of the. I assume you mean the new season, the Born Again.
Yeah, Born Again.
Yeah. Like they showed off in the trailers that, like in episode 1, Daredevil and Frisk just fucking sit down and have a chat over coffee.
They do.
Which is
it was
weird.
very charged. It was very charged. But yeah, episode 1 very definitely sets the scene for the rest of the series. So yeah, you'd have to. You could do the mission and get the rewards, but most of the rewards are ones you have to buy to keep. But yes, today we are talking about our top 5 legendary Pokemon. But before we do the top 5, do you have an honourable mention?
No, I never do honourable mentions for these.
Sure. My honourable mention is Walking Wake, because paradoxes are not legendaries, but it's the paradox of a legendary, and it's a very cool one. Yeah.
That's one of the fucking DLC ones, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the this one was actually an event one, but yeah, it's the
but it was an event to commemorate the DLC. So
yeah, it was an event to commemorate the announcement of the DLC on like Pokemon Day or whatever. And yeah, this is the one that Suicune, that's also a dinosaur, and it's the coolest one of.
I personally think they all look shit.
Okay, but of all of these, it's the coolest improvement, in my opinion, of the coolest one that they started with. Because out of Entei, Raikou, Suicune, Terrakion, Virizion, and Cobalion, Suicune's the one that most people are picking.
Virizion? Isn't that like the fucking fighting deer?
Yeah, it's the grass one. Yeah, the Swords of Justice from Gen 5. Yeah, they all got made into robots, and they're all crap.
Shocked, I say.
Yeah. So yes, what's going to be your number 5?
My number 5 is going to be Yveltal. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've never actually heard this Pokemon's name said out loud, so I'm going based on what it looks like, which is going to happen to a couple of Pokemon, I suspect. The reason why it's number 5 on my list is because, my god, is it one of the coolest fucking designs they've done in a while. It's such a fucking shame that Xerneas is an instant win against it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was such a weird one. Like, if it weren't for the fact that Xerneas was in this generation, it would have been such an easy pick for everyone to just play Y, because it's such a cool legendary, and like it has 2 types. Xerneas only has 1. The only downside is that we've had it before with Murkrow.
Yveltal is Dark Dragon.
It's Dark Flying.
Pretty sure it's Dark Dragon.
No, that's Hydreigon.
Sorry, I'm typing with a busted keyboard. Dark Flying. Wow, I fucking glanced over this, and I put it this way: the dragon color and the flying color are so similar. I just made an assumption.
Yeah, no worries. Its signature move is also a flying type move.
Dude, here's the thing: is I had Pokemon X, so I never actually got this Pokemon. So that is also why I've always just assumed it's a dragon. Because look at it.
Yeah. The first one of these I ever got was actually an event one, which was a shiny.
What colour is shiny Yveltal?
Bacon.
Bacon, so pink.
Yeah, so it's like the red bits go.
Dude, just
white.
say a fucking colour.
Yeah, the red bits go white, and the white bits and the black bits go red.
Right. Okay. So it's still
so
white instead of black. I know it might not be an exact description, but that's all you had to say.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, white and red looks like bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. Guess what? This is cooler than Honchkrow. Murkrow even.
Oh, definitely. Easily.
And Honchkrow kind of looks shit.
It does. Like, people use Murkrow over Honchkrow these days and everything.
I like its hat, but the rest of it looks crap because we already had Swellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Yveltal. It's a cool design. It's, again, it just got kicked the shit out by Xerneas. I like Xerneas, by the way. I just don't think its design is the coolest because they've done deer before. I know this is a magical fairy. I think this is the first legendary fairy type as well, isn't it?
It was, yeah, because it came out in the generation that introduces the fairies.
Yeah. I liked both Pokemon that gen. Like, XY got me back in. At least I think I did. I think XY came after Black and White.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. So it got me back into Pokemon, so I'll always be thankful for for that. I can't sing its praises too much because I've never actually used one competitively or anything, but it's a fun design.
Yeah, it's the same stats as Xerneas, but with, different types, different moves.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing, is I don't competitively play Pokemon. Shocker, I know. It's why when we had a friend, when we were doing Sword and Shield, not Sword and Shield, no, it was Sword and Shield. We did Sword and Shield, and it was like, oh, I'm going to battle you, one of our friends, and I was like, okay, but I'm not really a battle person, I just want to fill my Pokedex. It's like, it's fine. And then he kicked the shit out of me, and he was like, yeah, I won. I went, yeah, but I'm not good at this.
Yeah, you're fighting my in-game team that I'm using to do normal fights. One of them is level 14 because he's just there for having pickup.
Oh no, it wasn't that. Like, we had an equal leveled team. This was like after level 50, so that our team was leveled out at level 50 because of the mechanics. It's just, again, almost everyone is better at me in Pokemon. I suspect that even children are better at Pokemon than me, and that's fine. I don't play it competitively. Rick, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Rayquaza, otherwise known as Rayquaza, if you're weird.
This Pokemon gets the coolest shiny.
It does, it's black. I've got about 7 of them.
How?
So there was an event where they were available like very recently, just by doing a raid, and it was a really easy raid. So it wasn't even a buffed one; it was just a regular one where you could come and do damage against a dragon type Rayquaza, and it was just dead easy. So that's the one that was mine with my name on it. I've got 3 files that can access these on my own, and then they were just put up on the trade network as a low value trade against things that I just had.
Okay,
so,
I was going to say, because usually when there's a raid event like this, they do cap it at 1 per save file, so I was still confused how the fuck you can get 7. I will point out a shiny Rayquaza is Nobunaga's signature Pokemon in Pokemon Conquest.
Yeah, it's a
because
cool Pokemon.
They knew how fucking cool it was.
Yeah, it's one of the... It might be the coolest legendary to get a cool shiny. They kind of boosted up with the megas of the other 2 Hoenn guys in Oras, because their megas become like shiny mega black to match it, but their basic forms are not as cool. Kyogre's pink and Groudon is like this piss yellow. Regular Groudon is so much cooler than shiny Groudon.
You see, what you'd think they'd do is they'd reverse the colours for the shiny version of those 2.
Yeah, and I've seen that like in effect, and it looks cool, but oh well.
Piss yellow is unfortunate, because Lucario also gets piss yellow.
Yeah. It's like baby poo piss as well. It's awful.
Baby boo piss. What?
Yeah, but like when you get bile poo.
Oh,
and it's
baby
like,
poo piss. Why the
yeah.
Why are we making this the podcast today?
Yeah, oh well. Yeah, Rayquaza my number 5.
Piss yellow was fine.
Yeah, Rayquaza my number 5. Very cool. When it gets its mega, it created its own tier in competitive battling of anything goes. It's beyond Ubers.
I didn't even know it had a mega evolution.
Yeah, it does. It's the only mega that doesn't need a mega stone. It's bent. But yes, number 4. Who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Raikou, because first of all, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I remember being annoyed when someone called even you today, I think, named it Suicune, but I've always said Suicune.
Yeah. I usually used to say Suicune because that's how The Sims said hello or goodbye or whatever. Suicune. So yeah, that's what I would say. But yeah, Raikou is a very good one. He's cool. I prefer Suicune.
I think Raikou's cooler because it's a fucking saber-toothed tiger, and it looks more like the mythological being it's trying to invoke. Yeah. Also, this is one of those Pokemon that you can point to as to, Rick, why the fuck are they called legendary dogs?
Because of a magazine.
But they're not dogs, are they?
Yeah, they're you can very definitely see it's like lion, saber-toothed tiger, and some like panther or whatever.
Yeah,
Suicune, I can see.
Suicune is meant to be a panther when you look at the other 2. However, out of the 3, it is the most dog-like.
Yeah, it's the one that looks more like a wolf. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. But yeah, Raikou is neat. Do you have any particular memories of Raikou?
No, I never caught these things in the original Gen 2 because they always ran away and I didn't know Scary Face existed.
Yeah.
Not Scary Face, it's called something else, isn't it?
Yeah, Mean Look, yeah.
Yeah.
I got real lucky with like Ultra Balls in that generation.
Well, here's the thing, is this was a generation where nowadays, at the end of a save file, well once I've completed the Pokedex. I've got like 7 Master Balls because the game just gives them to you.
Oh yeah, it just farts out Master Balls.
And I refuse to use them because back in the day you'd get 1. And back in the day I'd use that one to catch the Box Legendary, which is a mistake.
Yeah, because outside of like after like Gen 3, actually not even in Gen 3 the Box Legendary was easy to catch. They made it easy to catch because it was like part of the story. And after Gen 2, and it's also the Box Legendary. Yeah,
you got to bear in mind the Box Legendary, like apart from Generation 1 where there wasn't a Box Legendary.
It was just Mewtwo. Yeah.
Well, on the box you either had Blastoise or Charizard.
Yeah.
Or Pikachu if you picked yellow. But more importantly, these legendaries don't run away.
No.
So you've got
they don't.
infinite chances because you just saved right before.
Yeah, the only one really worth using it on in Gen 3 is like Latias as well.
But that runs away.
Yeah. You use it on the ones that run away. But if you use it on in Gen 2, there's 3 of them. Unless you're playing Crystal, in which there's 2, because Suicune just goes to where it goes and sits down.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
By the by, I looked at the fucking... I just straight up went on Bulbapedia to look at a big old list of legendaries to refresh my memory, and I'm like, that's an interesting way of fucking distinguishing between legendaries, because they got it separated into 3 categories, more or less. It was like trios, which is a fucking lie anyway, because there's some that are 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Box legendaries, and then there's the 3rd category called mythics, and I'm like, that's dumb. However, I get why they've put this into its own category.
Yeah, we're counting mythics as legendaries.
Because they are legendaries.
Yeah, if you said no legendaries and then someone comes up with Mew, you're going to punch him in the face, aren't you?
Or even Shaman, Darkrai, etc., etc. Although Darkrai feels weird because it doesn't feel like a legendary at all.
To me it does, because it's very definitely like an opposite number to Cresselia, which is also a legendary, but that's also in the generation where like everything and its dad was a legendary psychic type with Levitate.
Is this the one I skipped? Is this Black and White?
This is Gen 4.
I never even encountered Darkrai then.
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. Darkrai you don't get in the main game, but Cresselia you do.
Anyway, Rick, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is one with a little bit more story. It's Ogerpon.
Alright, let's just jump ahead a little bit, Rick. My number 3 is also Ogerpon.
Yeah, sweet. 4s and 3s, Ogerpon. Yeah, Ogerpon, very cute. You get a lot of like personality in the DLC where you get to encounter and eventually catch Ogerpon.
And also, this is implemented way better than Urshifu was.
Oh, yeah. Urshifu, you just get given it after you've fought someone a couple of times, and then you have to go and train it and level it up, and, like, it stops being cute. Yeah, Ogerpon stays cute. The only way to make it stop being cute is to make it put its mask on and transform into whatever bullshit you want to transform it into, and then it goes back, because that's what the gimmick is.
And it triggers a complete and utter heal run by a character as well. How many other legendaries have done that in-game?
Yeah, I don't think there are any.
Kieran, you dumb shit, just talk to people.
Yeah. Also, all of the masks give them... None of these are unique type combos, but they've basically only ever been used once each.
What's the other rock grass type?
Yeah, rock grass is Lileep, Cradily.
Oh, those suck. Okay, that's why I don't fucking remember them.
Yeah. Grass is one of these types with a lot of weaknesses. Rock is one of these types with a lot of weaknesses. They overlap very well with rock grass.
I was going to say it's my favourite mask because also Ogerpon looks really good grey.
It does.
And
legitimately, yeah.
I also want to point out, canonically, Ogerpon is female. Like, actually has a gender.
Yes, and lonely.
Oh, of course it's lonely. It got bullied by the poison dickheads.
Yeah, so not only did it get bullied, it's physically lonely nature in game. Like every single Ogerpon is female and lonely.
Apparently, lesbianism doesn't exist in Kanto.
Yep.
Why am I saying Kanto? Fucking Paldia.
Paldia, Kitakami. Yeah, that's my number 4, and your number 3. So my number 3 is Miraidon.
I was very tempted to put this on my list as well because, first of all, it looks like Lu Bu, so it's automatically cool. But also, it's a very fun leap that they've made with the box legendary, just giving it to you from the get-go, but you can't actually use it.
Yeah, so it feels like how they do legendaries in the anime.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just palling around with you. Like, God was my co-pilot and also my seat.
Like, they did that all the way in, like, Generation 2 in the anime, where fucking Entei is just hanging out with this little girl for no reason.
Yeah.
There might be a reason. I didn't watch that movie. I just remember that being a thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Man, that was a while ago.
Yeah, Gen 2, motherfucker.
Yeah. I picked Miraidon over Koraidon because I played. Violet. And also, I think having wheels that work is cooler than the inflatable wheels that don't work, and he has to run around it.
I think this just speaks to me as a person, though, because I think the ancient forms of these Pokemon look cooler than the future, especially since the futuristic ones are just like, yeah, it's a robot now. It doesn't do a lot.
It's not even a robot. Half the time they're toys.
But you know what I mean? A mech, slightly metallic. Yeah. That's all they've given it a metallic filter.
Yeah, like the Delibird one is very definitely a toy. Its head comes off. The Tyranitar one, it infuriates me with how much of a toy it looks like compared to a mech. But oh well.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Miraidon, my number 3, possibly the best of the mech designs. I do like the past designs in general better, but yes, that's my number 3. Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Volcanion, because my god is its design cool. My god is that typing unique. My god, did I never get one.
Yeah, I think the only way you can really get one is the Dynamax Adventures, really, is it?
I don't know. I never encountered one down there.
Yeah, fair enough.
In theory, it's in that pool, because apparently you can get every single legendary in the game by going that route. However, boy, can you have a rough time in that dungeon.
Yeah, you can. Weirdly enough, you know the move Scald? The water move that can burn.
Yes.
In Gen 9, they decided to make it Volcanion only, while also giving him an additional Hydro Pump that scalds as his own signature move.
That's really dumb. I liked Scald, because not every water-type Pokemon could learn Scald anyway, so it was somewhat unique and made sense, usually.
And then they changed their minds and made it a TM again, and everyone could learn it again.
Why are you fuckers like this?
I know, right? It's so they could have one event where not every water type was rocking Scald.
I guess, but even then, Brine's better in certain scenarios.
Only when you're below half health. I think what you're trying to do is one shot, and if you don't one shot, get something like a burn off. Do you know what fire type can learn Scald?
Give me a second.
Other than Volcanion.
I can't think of one, but my brain's saying Torkoal for some reason.
It's Emboar.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because his beard is made of fire, but if you squint really hard, it could be made of steam. Silly.
It's not, though, is it?
No. But yeah, I don't know why specifically Emboar can learn Scald, but it's cool. It's cool having it as part of your repertoire.
I guess my logic was Torkoal as a tortoise.
Yeah.
And that's almost aquatic, but not quite.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, nothing else to say, really. It's a very cool... I can't get over how cool this design is.
It is pretty neat. It's got the ring, it's got the steam, and yeah, this is how you do a power plant Pokemon.
I would very much like to see more fire water types, but I understand it's a bit of a difficult concept to execute without looking silly.
Yeah, I get you.
Alright, Rick, what's your penultimate pick?
My number 2 is Nebby, the Cosmog. And I'm picking Nebby the Cosmog over any of the evolutions because you spend more time with Nebby the Cosmog, and that's where he gets all of his personality. Get in the bag, Nebby.
On the one hand, that's cool, that's fine. On the other hand, I've always thought Nebby was a bit of a cunt.
Oh, he was. He wouldn't stay in the goddamn bag.
It causes 95% of that game's problems.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
If I had it my way, I'd give Nebby to Lusamine and at least get a night with her before dooming the world.
Yeah, I think most people would.
Lusamine's character is weird because she's meant to be a really attentive, doting mother when she's not blinded by weird Pokemon bullshit.
But we never see that because when she gets healed, she goes into a coma forever.
Sun and Moon was not good.
No. So, who's going to be your final ultimate pick? Your number 1, your best legendary of all time, as if I had to ask?
I was going to say, Rick, do you want to answer for me?
Yeah, it's Groudon.
It's actually Kyogre.
Yeah.
Nah, of course it's Groudon. Anyone who knows me knows that I love Groudon. And even to this day, I don't really know why. I just really think it's just cut to Marge Simpson right now holding a potato, but change the potato for Groudon and change Marge Simpson to me. I just think they're neat.
Yeah.
There's nothing... Bear in mind, I've liked Groudon since Gen 2. Actual Gen 2, not Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's the wrong game. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I've never even seen the mega versions of these Pokemon in game. Obviously, I've seen the designs. They just look slightly bigger and glow.
Yeah, they're slightly bigger. They glow. The animation of the glowing makes it look like the glow is also, lava. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like Groudon. I like it a lot. The unfortunate thing is my brother brother knows I like Groudon, so whenever he gets a Groudon in a pack of Pokemon cards, he gives that card to me, and it's always the same conversation of, what do you want me to do with this?
It's rather cute, though.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just I've literally got like 4 cards sitting on my shelf right now. They're within arm's reach of just, here's a Japanese version of Groudon. Don't know what the fuck it says, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it probably says Groudon.
That's a good bet. Good bet. I appear to have at least one alternative art card because I've got 2 cards that are identical but with 2 different images on. I don't think they're worth anything. But I've got a stack of like 6 Groudons just because.
Sweet.
Can't do anything with them.
Yup.
It's not as bad as having a franchise back in the day that suddenly got a Funko Pop release and like everyone gets you Funko Pops because they're like, look, you like Game of Thrones? I do, but I don't want Funko Pops.
I don't want Bran in a Funko Pop wheelchair.
Oh, jeez. The funny thing is, though, I did end up accidentally getting a valuable Funko Pop because the characters I like were, quote-unquote, a bit more obscure, as in the only merchandising they got was a Funko Pop.
Yeah, okay.
Which means not a lot of people bought them because no one cared, but because not a lot of people bought them, these Funko Pops that cost like 15 quid ended up being worth like 120.
Yeah, okay.
So those got sold.
Yeah, those things can go either way as well. Like, sometimes they'll, massively overestimate how popular this fringe character's going to be, and like wall to wall when you go into like an HMV, it's just like the armorer from the Mandalorian as Funko Pops.
Yeah, I mean Funko Pops is dying anyway. Like, there used to be a really big, like every Comic-Con there used to be a big Funko Pop stall. That hasn't been there since pre-pandemic.
Yeah,
like they're just not popular anymore.
Yeah, they've kind of got relegated to like Menkind now, haven't they?
Rick, you and I remember Beanie Babies.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Although granted, Beanie Babies was really egregious with it because they used to release pricing guides of like, in 10 years time this will be worth this, except it's all bollocks.
Yeah, silly, and like they bake in their own artificial scarcity of here are the Beanie Babies. You can hunt for the ones that you want, but you're never going to get the one you want because there's only 3 of these.
Yeah, and there wasn't any real artificial scarcity because everybody had them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Groudon's my favourite. There's not much to say. I like Groudon. He is cool. He is the first Pokemon I aimed for in that Dynamax adventure, and he's in my box somewhere on Sword and Shield.
Yeah,
just slowly
absolutely
rotting away. Rick, who's your ultimate number 1 pick?
My ultimate number 1 is possibly one of the, if not the strongest legendary of all time, Zacian, the Cyan one of the dogs, the doggo with a sword in his mouth.
Okay, it's the sword one, cool. That's all I needed to hear. I can't even remember the name of the other one.
Zamazenta, the magenta one.
Oh, they both suck.
Nah, doggo with a sword in his mouth. He's so cool. The only downside is you have to go through not only the whole game, but the whole post game to get him. So by the time you get him, you just catch him at level 100.
Yeah,
so there's nothing else to do.
Rival McGee just gets the other one automatically as well.
Yeah, which for me is very easy because Zacian is fairy steel, whereas Zamazenta is fighting steel. So I like quad resist his fighting. No, I don't actually. That's steel. Yeah, I resist his fighting, whereas my fairy. I suppose it's like mutually resisted, but fairies are much better Pokemon.
I don't really like. Here's the thing: is I both love and hate the fairy type. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dragon needed a weakness, but it feels like they made it strong against too many things.
Yeah, fairy is just a nuclear type. It's silly how good it is. And then you put it with steel, which is you put fairy, the best offensive type, with steel, the best defensive type, and you get the ultimate Pokemon.
Yeah.
They had to make Tinkaton's stats shit to stop it from running away with the entire format.
Well, on the bright side, Tinkaton is kind of a crap design, so...
It's not a crap design, it's a fantastic design.
I don't like it.
I'm sticking my tongue out at you.
That's fine, I'm sticking my middle finger up at you. How does that feel?
Well, I'll do both middle fingers.
I get... Okay, fucking double deuces there. Fucking beat that. That's 4 fingers.
Okay, double deuces and toes.
Rick, I've seen your feet. I know you can't do that.
Yeah, no. Let's do big toe. I
want to point out, I don't think many people can stick out just their middle toe. So...
No, not many people can, no.
But yeah, I mean, fine. It's a wolf with a sword in its fucking mouth. They finally decided to play Dark Souls. I went, this is cool. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I get the feeling that if Gen 8 released now, then that would be a ride-on Pokemon the same way that like Miraidon and Koraidon were.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because they're big, they're the size that they would be if you could go on them, and like it just feels like a boy that you just go around the world with.
The side quest or post-game side quest would make a lot more sense if it was a ride-around Pokemon and didn't have its gimmick until the side quest.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, absolutely. But yes, that's it for us today. If you like the video, there's a comment section down below on YouTube. Tell us who your favorite legendary Pokemon are, and tell us any like fun little stories about your memories with those legendary Pokemon. If you don't have the comment section because you're not watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can instead send an email with similar things to
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Absolutely, let us know why we're wrong. Like, Rick, I'm genuinely surprised we even had any crossover on our lists, but Ogerpon is just that charming.
It is. Well, she is even.
Is it not telling that neither of us mentioned the fucking tortoise from the second DLC? Sorry.
Oh yeah. It just fucking it just shows up.
It just shows up as such the right way of looking at it. Like, they even gave us an additional quote-unquote Pokemon League in that DLC. That was more the actual interesting part of it.
I mean, that's what that DLC was. It was the league as you're going around that area.
Okay, Rick, but what was on
finale,
the box?
Yeah, it was the hidden treasure of Area Zero is Terrapagos, but you have to do everything before you get to Area Zero again.
I couldn't even remember what it was fucking called. That's how little I gave a fuck.
Yeah, I have only really used it in Pokerogue. It's fun there, but oh well.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye, everybody.